All right, this is Rooted Speech, man. We got Captain Tywar in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rooted Speech, man. Listen, I'll break it down right quick, though.
Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got a million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring trauma. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect. Pay homage, I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West will put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ is also 5,000 times high. Man, y'all gonna have to forgive me, you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with these youngins. Let's let them roll in. Give them a few seconds to roll in. Got the trooper, Jazar Moth checking in. Most High in Christ. You understand? Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you holding us down. Y'all make sure we going live on TikTok as well too, right?
Damn right. We're going live on Twitter. We're going live on YouTube and Facebook. We can go live on TikTok if you want to.
Yeah, add TikTok because we did all that work to get it on TikTok.
Good.
We earned the right.
Damn right.
Might as well. You know what I'm saying?
Go good.
So yeah, we gonna talk about it, Israel. Y'all gonna roll up here. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. I meant to pull it up on YouTube so that we could share it on their YouTube.
Okay. We definitely going live on YouTube.
Yeah, we just gotta share it though from YouTube so they know to click on their YouTube.
Go good.
It's a lot of work that goes into this. Y'all know, man. I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get it understood. This ain't easy.
Yeah, right.
It's always work, you know. It's a different type of fight, which we're gonna speak about fighting tonight. The type of fight that a lot of y'all never engaged in your entire life. We got the young man checking in, Devontae, young man. Where you checking in from, Mark? Shout out to the young man checking in. We're gonna see where you checking in from. Of course, we filming out of Alabama.
Yeah, right.
We're working out a few spots in Alabama, Birmingham, Huntsville. We trying to figure out what we buzzing at the most. But for sure, the Lord has blessed us with 2 locations. And so I'm currently in Birmingham working my way out to Huntsville. You understand? And the officer with me, Officer Najee Shah, he's in Huntsville, so you can contact him for any information regarding the ISUPK in Huntsville. See that the brother right there, he in Huntsville. So there it is.
Yeah, right.
Do we got the phone number up?
So like it, I can definitely do that. You want to do that 256 number? You want to do that 404 number?
It's 256.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely y'all call in. Make sure y'all call in. And you know, if you got a question, you can type it in. Listen, we're gonna jump straight to it, man. That film I showed you. Now we was talking earlier, and I said I think what happened with the Ryan Garcia in the Judite fighter, what's his name, Tank Davis, was that a lot of people who never engaged in actual physical combat were making their opinions, and the easiest thing to lean to in that fight would be race.
Right.
The boxing world has been built on the backs of Black and Hispanics, just like the rest of this country. Make no bones about it. Just recently, I guess in the last 10, 15 years, you had the league that was invented by the so-called white man, the oppressor, by the name of MMA. And that was to counteract boxing because pretty much Edomites was where they were whooped out of the boxing ring. Let's be real.
Right.
During the 90s, you had some of the greatest fighters like Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray, who else? Buster Douglas. I mean, well, no. Why I say Buster? Because I was thinking of Tyson, but for some reason,
Right.
Pete Tyson came out of my mouth.
Right.
Mike Tyson. Man, we had a plethora of fighters, man, during that. Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield.
Roy Jones Jr., right.
Oh, Roy Jones was. We ain't even gotta listen. The 90s was full of fighters.
Damn right.
And every era before then. We just had a rich history in that boxing. And speaking of the Hispanic fighters, what's his name? Diego Corrales,
Right.
Trinidad, Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya was one point one of the faces of boxing. We gotta bring him up.
Right.
Manuel Marquez. I want to say who the brother that fought Hector Camacho, the
Yeah.
one that fought Whitaker, Peniel Whitaker. I forget his name.
Right.
Let me see if I can find it real quick because I now that I brought it up, I don't want to just
Talk of.
who.
I can't remember his name. I'm trying to think about his name.
It was a controversial fight because it looked like Pernell Whitaker had beat him by all means versus Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez,
Mm.
who was an animal. You know, that was in 1993, September 10th, 1993. So you imagine how long ago that was. That's how far back, and it goes further back than that. How long they've been pitting blacks against Hispanics, and quite frankly, you got a lot of fighters and their promoters that understand that racial dynamic, and they play off of it too. Floyd Mayweather made his career on fighting on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
And he will always fight a Hispanic fighter because the Hispanic crowd, they love their fighters. You must understand they're going to forever back them.
Yeah.
They're going to forever back them. They with them. And y'all got to understand that, and you got to be mindful of that. But I'm going to prove today that one, none of that got to do with what the Lord wants from either tribe.
Right.
But I'm gonna be different about it. You understand? Listen, we got plenty of classes that break down how each tribe is supposed to put aside their own cultural differences in order to come together as one. So what I want to do is I want to show you that fight is not racial like how you think. Even a lot of Hispanics understood the dynamics of that fight and how Tank was meant to win.
Right.
I'm going to show you in the scriptures how a seasoned man who is built for war always has the advantage over a young jack that's coming in the game and trying to make a name for himself. He has to move careful. That's the way of life. That's the game of life. You got to move careful.
Right.
In these streets.
Right.
But let's pull up that video and we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into it like that. We're gonna start off going into it like that.
Okay.
And once again, you know, make no bones about it. I'm very aware of the racial thing, but the biggest hope is that we can get past that one day and really come together as one, meaning we got to put aside the distractions, man.
Right.
And these sports are becoming a distraction for us. It's just more reason to just, have something to look forward to and being part of this place.
Right. That's like everyone.
Go ahead.
And the same thing with these fights, man. They don't do nothing but just give you something to talk about and keep putting you to sleep. And keep putting you to sleep and not thinking about what really need to be doing out here. What we're supposed to be doing out
here. Right. I mean, it's a big distraction because when you think about what's happening on the big scale, on the world scale, right? America at this point, it's already out. They had the traitor from the Pentagon. I forget his name. The traitor, he leaked them documents regarding the
Edward Snowden.
No, regarding the Ukraine debacle. The traitor leaked those documents, and it showed how they understood Ukraine was a lost cause. And just recently, Russia blew up an underground base, killing 300 people that were NATO members. NATO members in Ukraine, using a bomb, a hypersonic bomb that can't be stopped. They have so many of those, and they're now using them in that theater of war against Ukraine because they tired of playing games.
Right.
Ukraine and America and NATO and everybody else, they took those warnings from Russia saying, you get involved, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
They didn't take them serious, and now they got to deal with those consequences.
Damn right.
I believe the name of the missile is called Katsina or something like that.
Right. Hey, so
I gotta look it up. Huh?
I remember it was probably 3 years ago. 3 years ago, man, I was at a conference on my slave, and they were talking about finding new ways to prevent these types of missiles from happening. Because they knew 3 years ago that this was going to be an issue, that they was going to have to fight that. And in America, they had these generals and stuff coming to the slave talking about that type of stuff. How are we going to prevent that from happening? You can't prevent it, though.
No. The scriptures say in that day, not one arrow shall miss its target.
Right.
When it's speaking about arrows, it's speaking about those nuclear missiles. You understand? Dropping out of the sky.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. That it's all distractions.
Right.
And everything leading up, that's the only thing that matters. What's going on? How are we going to survive in those times? That's why them Christian preachers, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to deal with that.
Right.
How they gonna go into the Bible and show how World War III is prophesied into the Bible? When you think about it, you've been gay your whole career. Now all of a sudden, you gonna bring this war talk?
Right.
It's impossible.
Right.
The Christian church was set up to do the bidding of the Democratic Party in America and to control black folks. You understand?
That's right.
So they're going to continue to do what they want to do. And once again, all these sports and things like that is a distraction, which is what we're going to talk about today. Let's play that video.
Come.
Tank and Ryan Garcia coming up. Give me your take on that fight.
Yo, that's a good fight. It's not gonna be easy, but you know Ryan a little tall and lanky.
Stop real quick. Okay, just a preface. That's Jerron Ennis, undefeated fighter, fighting out of Philly. His father is his trainer. His father is going to appear later on in this interview. The man is a beast, undefeated, like I say, and he's up and coming, but he's making a lot of waves right now. His last fight, it wasn't so convincing. So people, they're wondering, they're kind of on the fence about how he'll do against better opponents. But he's in the same weight class as Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Just to let y'all know. And that's the next fight everybody wants to see. But go ahead and play it.
Go.
Tank got to get in. He had to move like Tyson. And I think Tank going to be able to get him, though. I think Tank going to get him out of there.
Ryan versus Tank. You know, everybody's talking about that fight.
You got to favor Tank in that. I mean, it's not a gimme fight for either guy, but you got to favor Tank based on the experience, the better opposition, and the punching power of Tank and his boxing ability. But, you know, Ryan is explosive, extremely fast, and Tank is going to have to contend with that, and that's going to give Tank some trouble early until he catches up. The question for Ryan Garcia is, can he take the punch? When Gervonta lands, can he take that, keep his composure, and keep trying to, you know, execute his game plan? If he does that, he got a shot, but it's not going to be easy for either guy. Gotcha. And I don't think that fight goes the distance, no matter which way you swing.
Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis.
Stop it. Now, that's Andre Ward, middleweight champion, retired boxer. He kept it neutral. And not only that, his father is an Edomite, just so people don't know. His father is an Edomite. His mama is Judah. You understand? So, Andre Ward, he's seeing that. Who do he favor? Gervonta, because he understands how Gervonta has to move in order to win that fight. He was basing it off the skills and experience. You understand?
Right.
Skills and experience. That's going to be the common theme that we hear throughout this whole video. Skills and experience when they speak about Tank. Now, when they talk about Garcia, they're going to talk about his height and his power, which is fine. These are attributes that you're supposed to have as a fighter, but and could be an advantage to you. Right. But I'm gonna go in the scriptures and I'm gonna show you how all that really does not put you in the best position against a man that's skilled in war. You have to understand something about Gervonta. Gervonta had a hard, rough upbringing. You understand? Was in the foster home. Mother, father was on drugs. They lost custody of him when he was little. He ended up being adopted by his grandmother fought to get him out of the foster care. So that's a little bit about his background. He been fighting for ever since. You know, he been in and out of foster care. He been fighting that thing, fighting people that see his size and want to size him up. He just been a fighter since he was young. Ryan, on the other hand, 2-parent household, nothing wrong with that. Growing up in California, I think maybe 2nd or 3rd generation Mexican American, what they call a cholo.
Right.
You know, listen, he ain't a Chicano. You understand?
Right.
It's a big difference.
Right.
It's a big difference. And that's a lot of the beef that the Mexicans have with each other. Is you Chicano or Cholo? They don't really respect the Cholos because they think, well, you ain't originally from Mexico. You ain't one of us. You ain't blood. And it's a way to describe your level of legitimacy. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like you're not of the ancient bloodline. You were Americanized, you know, Cholo. Right. Which is scriptural. It's scriptural. Right. That sort of beef that we done had amongst the tribes. You understand? Right. Let's now this brother, he Puerto Rican. This is the father, or he might be brother of Tefemo Lopez, who's out of the Lopez camp, and he's one of the northern tribes. So let's hear his opinion. Go ahead.
Fight happens. Who wins that fight and why? It was a good fight if it's got you thinking.
To me, that's a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? To me, they're the same fighters. You know, Gervonta Davis could get him in the inside.
Once again,
people
they
already
talk about the
seen that
inside game.
Garcia,
Now, go ahead.
you know, already got tested with his chin. It got dropped by a guy that's not really like that powerful. So imagine if Gervonta Davis hits him with a good shot. You know, those are the things that you got to look at. I see that guy. I see that fight 50-50. I can't call it. You know.
Talked to you about this in the past, but it looks like it might actually really happen. Ryan versus Tank.
This
is that
this
50-50,
right here,
or
Edomite,
is
but
Tank
he's
the favorite or
interviewing
Ryan the favorite?
No, I
David
think it's more
Benavidez,
60-40.
who
I
is
think
a
what makes it 60-40
monster
in
at
Gervonta's
heavyweight,
favor is
knocking
because he
out
has more
cats left and
experience.
right.
Yeah.
He's been there a lot. I mean, definitely, I
that,
think in the
play his
overall
pick.
star is.
So like y'all know what you say?
Yeah, play that back. Let Benavidez talk. I was kind of talking over that.
Go.
Now, this is a
Actually,
Hispanic brother. I think he is Mexican. Benavidez.
Okay.
Happen Ryan versus Tank. Is
These
that
are all
50-50,
experts
or is
now.
Tank the favorite or Ryan the favorite?
No, I think it's more 60-40. I think what makes it 60-40 in Gervonta's favor is because he has more experience.
Yeah.
He's been there a lot. I mean, definitely, I think in the overall star is Ryan Garcia, but the boxing, the one that's more experienced and it's a real boxer is Gervonta Davis. I feel like he's had times in the gym, you know, in big championship in the gym. I mean, in the fights and big championship fights where he really has to dig deep, and he's showed that he can and he could still knock people out in the later rounds. And Ryan Garcia, I still want to see him fight a little bit stronger opposition. You know what I mean? But I feel like he's still a great fighter. He can make anything happen. You know, he has great left hook, great speed. And I like the way he uses his distance too. A lot of people don't pay attention to it, but he moves his feet really good and he keeps his distance really good. But it will be a great fight, man. That's definitely a fight I want to see.
Who do you think is gonna win?
Stop. You see that?
Hey, select another one.
Go ahead.
Is it you think they just being political when they say it's 50-50? Because like even though they say it's 50-50, they still talking about Tank gonna win the fight.
Well, the devil said 50-50. Benavidez corrected him and said 60-40.
Right.
Now you have to remember, with boxing, it's a fight. A fight can go either way.
Either way, right?
So even 50-50 is like, okay, I respect your opinion. But that's coming from a fighter. You have to know what you're talking about. Ryan Garcia has a left hand he was blessed with, and that left hand has got him so far that he's able to be in front of a fighter like Tank Davis. We can't count that out. Listen, it was a fact that his promoter Oscar De La Hoya didn't want to make that fight happen. He was saying he wasn't ready. And, you know, quite frankly, he was trying to get him in some more fights to get him in that experience.
Right.
But Ryan, being young and being anxious, he wanted to jump in that thing. And I appreciate his spirit because he wasn't afraid. He was like, we need to make this happen. And he did whatever he had to do, faced all obstacles to make it happen.
Right.
So what does that say about Ryan? He ain't no punk.
Right.
Listen, he got hit with he got folded like a lawn chair. Listen, that body shot, the way he dropped, you almost felt, you was like, oh, you felt it form.
Right.
Nose was bleeding. Listen, it can happen to the best of us. I remember when I first started boxing, man, I had to be in 220. Man, I got dropped by somebody that was 130, and I came in there all arrogant. Like, man, this man ain't got nothing for this. He ain't got nothing for me.
Right.
All arrogant, and you know, I'm thinking I'm just swinging away, and he said he dodged me, playing the cat and mouse game, and he caught me. Pop! One to the body. Dropped me good. I was like, oh, wee. It was one of the ones, it took you 30 seconds. to register what just happened to you.
Right.
All the wind knocked out you. You understand? That's from warrior to warrior. It's hard to explain to a civilian who ain't never got off the couch and never raised their hand and never ever dared to fight for anything.
That's right.
A civilian seeing that thing and they say, "Oh, Ryan was a punk." I say, "Nah, Ryan." I always looked at the fight like how them professionals was looking at. They were weighing the pros and cons based off of their experience with prior fights. Not, okay, the Mexican gonna beat the black guy or the black guy gonna beat the Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
That's just ignorant. And you playing into the hands of the devil. He wants you to think like that. And he know that stigma is we have that stigma on us to get tribal and to go against each other.
Right.
When it don't matter. Remember when the fight in Ukraine first broke out? Remember that?
Right.
Ukrainians was at war with Russia.
That's right.
And they still made a distinction between them and us.
Right.
Now, when I say that, I'm speaking about the incident of those black college students that were over in Ukraine. They held them up at the train like, you can't, you ain't getting out.
Right.
Now, well, I think they were African. You know, they might not have been Israel, but they were definitely of that dark hue.
Right.
And even in the midst of war, they was able to distinct race. You understand? Because when it come down to it, Russia, Ukraine, America, they all white. No matter what, they're gonna be against you.
Damn right.
They could be bombing each other right now.
Right.
But they see a nigga, they in one accord.
That's damn right. Damn right.
You understand?
Damn right.
Keep playing some of that. Then I'm gonna get these scriptures next.
Come.
Huh? Who do you think is gonna win? Final prediction? Ryan
Y'all
and
know,
I already say.
Stop it real quick. What's his name? Canelo Alvarez. Now I feel like I believe he gonna side with Ryan. Let's see what he say.
Go.
You know, I think Tank, but you never know in boxing. You know, Ryan is a very good fighter, and everything can happen. And I wish all the best for both fighters, and it's a good fight for boxing. Yeah.
Who would win the fight if he went ahead?
Kept it neutral.
Right.
He knew.
Right.
Go ahead, play
Ryan Garcia, Regis.
I got Tank. Yeah, I got Tank.
Okay.
I got Tank.
Why?
Just the punching power, man. The punching power, the skills. Tank has a chin also, I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's fast and stuff like that. But I think that Tank comes from a different background. And when you come from a different background, you have a different mentality.
Yeah.
And I have that same mentality. He has that same mentality. He's a hungry, he's a dog, So and I know about this stuff, we come from similar backgrounds.
Right.
So I think that just that whole mentality, bringing that dog type of shit in the ring, I think that'll be, I think he can overwhelm Ryan with that pressure.
Tank versus Ryan, who you got? If you're talking,
go.
Let's get that scripture I had mentioned to you.
Go on that 2 Samuel.
God, if you could, Bubba Kashaw. I think we got a good feel of different opinions from Black and Hispanic boxers, experts, and you had some that was neutral, but for the most part, if you continue watching the video, you gonna see they all pretty much lean towards Tank.
Right.
And it's for professional reasons. Why? His experience. his time in the ring, the difference in the skill level. It was skills. This was about skills. This was not about where he Hispanic and he black, so he fried chicken and what's the name, like rice and beans and shit. We can't get along. No, that's the stigma that's on our minds.
Right.
But what that got to do with anything? What that got to do with enjoying the fight? Ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's right. That's right.
Let's go. Let's get those scriptures. Let's go into these scriptures, man.
Come. This is the book of 2 Samuel.
Can you make that larger a little bit?
Come. Okay.
The water.
Come. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker.
Right. So if anybody is familiar with this story, you can go back and read it. You remember that King David was to take the throne. And it was prophesied, it was ordained by God because of the mishaps of Saul, that the kingdom of Saul, who was a Benjamite, was to be passed to the house of Judah through David, who is a Judite.
Right.
And they fought for a very long time. King David trying to establish his rulership once Saul and his sons were passed away. King David had to fight the tribe of Benjamin in order to bring them under one house, which was under the house of Judah. He had to fight the tribe of Benjamin, and the house of David grew stronger. And the house of Saul, they were losing.
Right.
What is that? Tribal warfare.
Right.
Somebody got to listen. In tribal warfare, somebody got to be the winner. Somebody got to be the loser. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 2. And unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Amnon of Ahinoam and the Jezreelites. And his second, Chaleb of Abigail, the wife of Nabal, the Carmelite. And the third, Absalom, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur.
Right, so it's just going into his sons and whatnot, how his house grew strong. He had all these sons, you understand? You can jump down to verse 6.
Come. Verse 6. And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. And
right, so it's gonna. Abner was the captain of Saul's army. Saul had died, and basically Abner kept the fight going. And he had sons as well. Go ahead.
Come.
Go down some if you could, Bubba Shaw.
Come. Verse 7, or you want to keep going a little bit low? So
start at verse 8.
Come. Verse 8. Then was Abner very wroth with the word.
No, start at 7. Start at 7 so we get a little bit of that.
Come.
Verse
7. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, and Ishobeth.
Now go ahead.
Come. And Ishobeth said to Abner, wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishobeth, and said, am I a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father?
Right. So Ishabeth was from the house of Judah, and she was upset that he had a baby with who she perceived to be a concubine, a hoe, basically. Is that not black women?
right.
Just some old,
right,
nigga drama,
right.
And Abner was like, listen, I'm showing kindness to your house by having a child with this woman. I mean,
right.
with that woman.
Yeah, right.
Slaki, did I say Ishabeth was from the tribe of Judah?
Come, that's what I heard you say.
Slaki. I meant the what was her name? Did he have a baby with?
The father's concubine.
What was her name?
I ain't hear her name yet. Rizpah. So like
she was from the house of Judah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I read this story. It said, then Abner, very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, am I a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father? It said against Judah. So by him having a baby with the house of Saul, he then was, slacking. Okay, we'll get back to that. I'll get a breakdown on that.
Okay.
Because I forget this. I forget this part of the story. But if you can go down a little bit.
Okay.
Go up. Okay, so start at verse 9.
Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 9. So do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David, even so I do to him.
Right. So Abner, being the army of Saul, he's basically saying, listen, I'm about to accept the house of Judah for rulership. He's transferring the kingdom of Saul unto Judah. He's recognizing him.
Okay.
He's tired of the unnecessary fighting. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 10. To translate the kingdom from the house of Saul and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Beersheba.
Right. So Abner is basically willing to accept the fact that King David in the house of Judah is going to rule Israel.
Okay.
Go in the room. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 11. And he could not fear Abner, Salakia, and he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. Verse 12. And Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, whose is the land? Saying also, make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. Verse 13. And he said, well, I will make a league with thee.
So he's basically willing to make a covenant with David, make that alliance strong, but he gonna require something from David real quick. Go ahead.
But one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when thou comest to see my face.
Michal,
select. Come. Verse 14. And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines.
So David, he heard Abner. He was like, okay, all right, so if you're gonna make this request, then this is what I'm gonna request. I want some dead Africans. Go ahead.
Go. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Philetel, the son of Laish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, go, return. And he returned. And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, ye sought for David in times past to be king over you. Now then do it, for the Lord hath spoken of David, saying, by the hand of my servant David, I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines and out of the hand of all their enemies.
Right. So basically, King David did that thing that Abner had asked him to do. He gave it that Michal was basically the wife that was given to him by Saul. And in order and it's the whole story behind why she was, basically not in favor with King David, but that was still his woman. In order for Abner to have this peace with him, he required something of David, who was rightfully the king.
Right.
And King David, being a righteous man, he listened to Abner. He said, man, all right, no sweat. Listen, you want the girl, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really doing nothing with her. Give me the foreskin of these dead Africans. We call the deal a deal.
Right.
And so now all Israel, the elders of Israel, they meeting with Abner, and they speaking of, basically Abner is speaking of David in a good light to them, to make them come along to the fact that he's the ruler. He's going to be the one by God to deliver us out of the hands of our enemies.
Right. It's like y'all.
So go ahead.
So basically, the leaders of Israel was with Abner, because they was with Abner in the house of Saul and them. They hadn't gone over to David just yet at this point.
Right, because you forget, this was when all of Israel, the northern and southern tribes, they wanted a king. And Christ warned them about having a king.
Right.
And they said, okay, Yahweh said, okay, I'm going to give you a king, but this is going to be what happens to you. And essentially what happened was this. They were given Saul. And all of Israel recognized Saul in the house of Benjamin as the ruling class over all of Israel, all the Israelites. Mm-hmm. And Saul did not listen to the Lord. So yes, at this point, all of Israel had recognized Saul's house. But Abner, being a representative of Saul's house, was saying, listen, God ordained this man David.
Right.
This is more than just, him trying to usurp the house or usurp authority and take a claim that's not his. God ordained it because he was trying to get Israel. He was trying to get Israel to basically come along and heed to that point. All of Israel. And what is the relevance to this? Is that sometimes in warfare, when you're trying to bring together tribes, you have to lose sometimes. You have to be willing to give up something in order to gain the respect and trust of another nation. You understand? I mean, another one of your fellow tribesmen. And so, if Israel was being ruled by the ISUPK, we'll tell them, man, hey, listen, the fight is not unlawful, but y'all must understand, don't gloat about it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
don't see it as just entertainment. See it for what it is, because we stand to gain a nation rather than just a moment of glory in Esau's Roman cathedral.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Keep reading. There's some more I want to get along this in this story.
Come. So like it. Verse 19. And Abner also spake in the ears of
Jump
Benjamin.
down to 20.
Come. Verse 20. So Abner came to David to Hebron, and 20 men with him. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast. And Abner said unto David, I will arise and go, and will gather all Israel unto my lord the king, that they may make a league with thee, that thou mayest reign over all that thine heart desireth. And David sent Abner away, and he went in peace. Verse 22. And behold, the servants of David and Joab came from pursuing a troop. And
now, Joab is the host of David's army. The captain, I said the host. Joab is the captain of David's army. You understand? And so Joab, he's supposed to just be a good servant. You understand?
Go.
And so he's on the battlefield fighting David's battles on his behalf. And so he's on his way back now. Go ahead.
Go. And Joab came from pursuing a troop, and brought in a great spoil with them. But Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he was gone in peace.
Basically, Joab, who by all rights thought that they were currently, that they were still at war with the house of Saul.
Right.
He had just missed Abner. Right? Because Abner had left.
Right.
And so Joab is coming back along. Abner had left. Go ahead.
Come. When Joab and all the hosts that were with him were come, they told Joab, saying, Abner the son of Ner came to the king, and he hath sent him away, and he is gone in peace.
Go ahead.
Verse 24.
So basically, he found out Abner was in the building, right?
Right.
And so Abner, he gonna let's see what Abner do.
Go. Then Joab came to the king and said, What hast thou done? Behold, Abner came unto thee. Why is it that thou hast sent him away, and he is quite gone? Thou knowest that Abner the son of Ner, that he came to deceive thee, and to know thy going out and thy coming in, and to know all that thou doest.
So Joab, he talking to King David like, why you just let him leave? You know we're at war. He's spying on you. He ain't trying to bring together the nation. He over here trying to get some intel to up one.
Right.
Joab, he war ready.
Right.
Well, you see why he was a good captain of King David's army.
Right.
Keep reading.
Go. Verse 26. And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sirah. But David knew it not.
He what?
He knew it not.
So he sent messages after Abner to stop Abner and get him to come back. And so these messages, obviously, they were to tell Abner to come back. King David ain't through with you.
Right.
Come back. Go ahead.
So come. And when Abner was returned from Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly, and smote him there under the 5th rib, that he died for the blood of Ashahel, his brother.
Right. So now I gotta give y'all the quick story on what happened. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna relate it to how there's levels to this thing. You understand? You do not have men. Okay, when it comes to warfare, there are some men that their experience and their time on the battlefield has hardened them to a point where they're war ready.
Right.
And just because you got some young buck like Ryan Garcia ready and willing to fight, don't mean he ready for the fight. And this is what can happen to you when you jump in thinking you know something and you don't know nothing. What's this, 2 Samuel chapter 3?
Come. We just finished reading verse 27.
All right, I'm give me 2 Samuel chapter 2. I'm gonna give y'all that story real quick so y'all understand what was the beef that Joab had with Abner that possibly cost him that possibly cost King David the whole kingdom. Because you remember Abner was going to not only broker the peace for the house of Saul, but all of Israel.
Right.
Because they loved Abner. He was their commander in chief. Well, he was their he was the captain of the army.
Right.
They loved Abner. And Joab, out of his anger and wanting revenge, killed Abner. Let's see why he killed him. And we also gonna relate that to how, as a young man, your zealousness should not tempt you to jump in front of skilled men of war because there could be consequences.
Right.
Okay, started verse 12.
Come. 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 12. And Abner, the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and Zariah, and the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool and the other on the other side of the pool.
All right, so now you got two captains and their men from each army who were currently at war with each other. They on one side of the pool and the one is on the other side. They like, all right, well, we here. We just, we drinking some water. We at the water holes.
Right.
You can imagine that type of, alpha men at the water holes, how it can get.
Right.
It's like, okay, we taking a break from this war. Let's just let it be that.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. Verse 14. And Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us.
You know what that means when they say play?
They mean to fight.
They mean they were going to fight. He was like, listen, we here. You know what I'm saying? Let them put on a little demonstration of what the house of Saul could do against the house of David.
Right.
And Joab said what?
And Joab said, let them arise.
He wasn't backing down. He was like, all right, yeah, you want to see some young soldiers in action? All right, that's what it is. Let them fight. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 15. Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught every one of his fellows by the head, and thrust his sword in the fellow's side, so they fell down together. Wherefore the place is called Helicothazurium, which is in Gibeon.
Right. So in playing, they caught each other up by the head. You know them braids. You know how we do with them braids, fighting, grabbing them braids, and they had the sword, and they all simultaneously at the same time stabbed each other and killed each other. Playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That sound like Black and Hispanics, right?
Right.
You ever seen the slap box turn into a real fight?
Damn right.
You ever seen a dice games turn into a shootout?
Damn right. Damn right.
So you know they're talking about us.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. And there were 3 sons of Zeruiah there, Joab and Abishai and Ashael, and Ashael was as light of foot as a wild roe.
Right, so this Joab brother, young cat, was real fast. Light of foot as a wild roe. He was able to really get at him. Go ahead.
And Ashael pursued after Abner.
No, so after they battled and Abner lost, Ashael being zealous,
right,
as a young man, he did what?
He pursued after Abner.
Go ahead.
And in going, he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from following Abner.
He was determined to get what he wanted.
Right.
He wanted Abner's head because he wanted the glory of defeating the captain of King David's #1 enemy, the house of Saul.
Right.
Because in his mind, his young mind, he thought it would have brought Israel together and put everybody in subjection under King David.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. Then Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Asahel? And he answered, I am.
So Abner peeping in y'all dude, he like, listen, I see you. I know who you are. I'm acknowledging you. You know what I'm saying? He acknowledged them. Right. Go ahead.
Come. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold of one of the young men, and take thee his armor. But Asahel would not turn aside from following of him.
So Abner trying to warn the dude, listen, I got these young cats that's going to fight you. Man, choose one on the left, choose one on the right. This ain't what you want. Asahel being young and dumb, full of calm, he ain't care. He was going after who he thought he wanted.
Right.
Read.
Come. And Abner said again to Asahel, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold up my face to Joab, thy brother?
Right. He knew who he was dealing with. He was like, listen, you a man of reputation, I'm a man of reputation. Look, young man, if I gotta kill you and won't be able to face your brother, go back home or take one of these young men, but get out my face. I ain't trying to deal with your brother.
Right.
I'm not trying to deal with that smoke.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. Come. Verse 23. Howbeit, he refused to turn aside. Wherefore, Abner, with the hinder end of the spear, smote him under the 5th rib.
He did what?
smote him under the fifth rib.
No, what he used to smite him with the fifth rib. Under the fifth rib.
With the hinder end of
with
the
the hinder end.
The hinder end of the spear.
With the back of the spear. You know what the back of the spear is?
It's just a little, this the stick, and it's just a little flat stick part.
It's the little. Sometimes they put something on it to balance it, but it's not pointed like the spear itself.
Right.
So with the back part of the spear, he hit him under the rib.
Right.
And Kiri?
Go. And smote him under the fifth rib, that the spear came out behind him.
Damn, he hit him so hard that the blunt end of the spear went through that boy.
Go.
You want to know why? Because Abner is a man of war. Abner was so battle hardened that him just trying to poke at the little boy to get him away, he killed him.
Right.
That's what happened to Ryan, essentially.
Right.
Unfortunately. He was so zealous, and Oscar was trying to let him know, because Tank is a battle-proven boxer.
Right.
He been in them big fights. He been fighting men taller than him. He come from the streets ready to do damage. He don't like to. He known for knocking dudes out. He known for having power that's just out of this world. It's levels to this thing.
Right.
When ISUPK had the chance to turn around, go home, and eat his Wheaties and do his push-ups and train some more, they was fighting.
God.
Who's to say when this thing would have came to an end? He could have had plenty of more time to get his skill level up to such to compete with somebody like Abner.
Go.
Kiri?
Go. And he fell down there and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Isaiah fell down and died stood still. Verse 24.
Right, that's good on that. That lets you know why the beef was between Joab and Abner.
Go.
Because he killed his little brother.
Go.
You understand now?
Go.
Israel, we understand now? See, that's what happens when you're not careful as a nation. And y'all at war, and things happen at war. But there's levels to where we have to still have some decorum with each other. You understand?
Right.
You OG in the game. You were hard. You shouldn't be getting tried by no. You of an important house, just like ISUPK was of an important house. He was telling dude, listen, I don't want to do this.
Right.
Because he knew the implications in which it would have on the house of David versus the house of Saul.
Right.
Abner just lost the battle. He was seeing that he was on his way out the door. That's why in the next chapter, he went to go make concession with the house of David.
Right.
Because he knew this was a losing fight. He was ready to give it up. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel was in King David's hands. But he had men under him that didn't quite understand what they were doing and how to move, even though at that time they were considered enemies. There was still some level of diplomacy. You understand?
Okay.
And that's what Israel is missing. Just because we behind enemy lines right now does not mean that we can't have a level of diplomacy amongst these tribes.
Right.
That's why it's important that we understand who we are, and knowing who Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are, and understanding that we are one nation. And that, okay, yeah, we might have these little prize fights for entertainment, but what's the long end? What's the main goal?
Right.
The main goal is that we come together as a nation and prepare for this major war against our enemies which are round about us.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? Because they got established governments. They got armies. They got navies. America's at war right now. And they could turn on us at any moment. And we sitting up here talking about some Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight.
Right.
We got to break this down on the importance of why it's not even relevant. You understand?
Right.
We beefing like that. So I just wanted to bring that up. But as a matter of fact, jump back to chapter 3 after Joab had killed, because I want to get what King David had to say about all that. Now, King David, he was more, you see, I see why King David was a man after the Lord's heart. Because King David did a lot of killing. So much so that his hands was too bloody to build the Lord a temple.
That's right.
His hands was too bloody. But he understood something that we didn't understand. It's called putting yourself to the side and being willing to lose something in order to gain something in the long run that's greater than just your personal glory.
That's right.
You see, I'd rather Tank had lost that fight so that we could gain the admiration and respect of the northern tribes.
Right.
If Tank had been that sacrifice, that would have been fine with me. Because then maybe the tribes could see, okay, maybe we can see in them that warrior spirit that's in them, and then we can be more humble in the fact that, you know, we got fighters too.
Right.
A lot of times Judah be dominating that boxing ring.
Right.
But that's irrelevant to the main goal, which is to have the Hispanics at our side, period.
Right. As a brother.
As a brother. That's the main. I want to be able to walk outside and ain't nothing but black and Hispanics, and we all one.
That's right.
Hey, if I need something, I go over here to Manuel's house, or I can go over here to Terrence or whoever, and we all one.
That's right.
But instead, we beefing and fighting in such that we can't even maneuver without having to worry about, you know, who gonna do what to what and when and where.
Right.
That's how much beef we got amongst each other in these tribes.
Right.
I'm supposed to go to South America and be welcomed with open arms as a Judite.
That's right.
I'm supposed to be able to go down to my brothers, visit my brothers down in South America, and see the situation they in and fit right in.
Right.
All right, so start at verse 28.
Come. Verse 28, 2 Psalm chapter 3, verse 28. And afterward, when David heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord forever from the blood of Abner and the son of Ner. Verse 29.
He said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord.
Go.
Why did he say I and my kingdom?
Because he knew that he had the kingdom of Israel now. He was king of everything now.
He knew that he had it, but Abner was supposed to make concession for him.
Right.
And they knew that Abner was going down there to do that, but Joab killed the man, and King David said, I and my kingdom, meaning this agreement that we had for Israel to come up under the house of Judah.
Yeah.
I still represent that. I still hold to that.
Right.
We guiltless.
Right.
We guiltless. You understand?
Go.
That was Joab. Joab did that. I'm guiltless in front of the Lord. I'm guiltless.
Go. Because he stood so like it, sir.
Ain't that like Israel? Cause what we say right now when we do something?
That wasn't me. That was him.
Nah, what the young cats say? They say, Man, listen, man, I ain't shoot that dude on God.
Yeah, right. All right.
On God. Nigga, put it on God.
That's right.
That's how you just gotta read this. You gotta read this Bible like a nigga book. That's what it is.
Go good.
The nigga's book. But Kiri,
Go come.
Did you have something to say?
So like I did, I wanted to ask a question about why King David said that he was held guiltless. You know what I mean? But you answered it for me as you kept talking.
Okay. All right, cool.
Go. Verse 29. Let it rest on the head of Joab and on all his father's house, and let there not fail from the house of Joab one that hath an issue, or that is a leper, or that leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on the sword, or that lacketh bread. So Joab and Abishai.
That's it on that. King David was basically saying, let all the blame be put on Joab, anybody in his family, his cousin, his auntie, his mammy. You know what I'm saying? If you roll with him, you too. That's basically what he's saying when he said have an issue, that is a leper, that leaneth on a staff, that falleth on a sword, or that lack of bread. He said Joab and some.
God.
Just like how Negroes talk. Don't we get dramatic like that?
Right, that's
man,
right.
Listen, if you, your auntie, your mama, your uncle, your daddy, your cousin, your mammy, your pappy, that dog.
That's right.
And anything else that came with you. That's what King David was saying. And that was his man.
Right.
That was his man, his ride or die.
Right.
But he knew that the kingdom was more important. He knew that the fighting had to stop.
Right.
Joab was just ready to kill, didn't care. He was on one. It was about revenge for him.
Gotcha.
So if it's about revenge, if it's about the northern tribe kingdom getting revenge or the southern tribe getting revenge against each other because of gang wars, because you might have some Judite robbed my grandfather at the check store and might have killed him, or any type of beef they have in California with all the gangs and all that. If we just gonna all be about revenge, who's gonna be man enough to say, okay, let's stop fighting. Let's put an end to that.
Right.
Let's stop all this black and brown hate. We done did enough to each other now. Let us reverse this.
Right.
Who gonna be the one to sit up there and say it's enough between us?
Right, that's right.
As opposed to we just out for some more revenge. We just out to get even. I gotta, man, they hate when we celebrate because we won something. Let us just feel our win.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Who gonna be the bigger man?
That's right.
Yeah, Tank won that fight. But what do we really win?
That's right.
What do we really win? Because he was able to knock Ryan Garcia down to the ground and made him tap out.
Right.
What did he win by doing that? Do that mean that Ryan Garcia is less of a warrior for even getting in that ring with Tank?
Right.
I ain't getting in that ring with Tank unless I'm overweight and I ain't fought in a long time. I ain't getting in that ring with him.
Right.
He embarrassed me. I ain't getting in there. Is you getting in there?
Yeah, no. So like y'all, I'm gonna let him have it.
Listen, man, I'd rather battle with these scriptures.
Right.
I'll tell them about the now. If I had to, listen, I'll put that blaming. I ain't fighting them cats.
Right.
Them cats, they fight every day. I ain't fighting them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If anything, if it come down to we in the streets and we just gotta get it, then you know what I'm saying, Lord be with you, because I'm pulling out the things.
That's right. That's right.
I ain't finna fight you.
I'm gonna be like, well, it's like y'all the one. Jay Prince said, I don't fight. I can't. He don't take no punches. So like that's what he said.
Man, listen, I ain't about to get dirty with you.
Right.
You be on that floor rolling by yourself.
That's right.
After I put a cap in your ass.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's like that's right. It's like y'all the one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing too. One thing to take away from, like you said, the point you bringing out so heavy. Just because Ryan Garcia and Tank had their fight, and whoever and and Tank won, just like in the scriptures, the young men of Joab beat the young men of Abner. But still, that don't mean that you can. That doesn't mean that you are going to beat the whole anybody that's better than Tank in the Judah. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
Just like Abner still was able to kill Ashael, you still can run up against somebody that's a Mexican or something that the world called them and have that problem. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That the whole fighting in amongst Israel is silly in the first place because in not too far long, it's gonna be Hispanic fighter to fight a Judah, and that Hispanic gonna win.
Right.
So then what?
Right.
Which is what I think you're trying to say.
Go.
It's like no matter what, it's a win and lose. It's boxing.
Right.
It's entertainment.
That's right.
Let me get matter of fact, let's get give me 1 Corinthians chapter 9.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 9.
Yeah, give me verse 24.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize.
Right. So in a fight, somebody gotta win, somebody gotta lose.
Right.
It's competition. You understand?
That's right.
It's competition. Let me get this in y'all simple minds. While y'all was sitting up here thinking your race won something versus the other race, and yeah, this proves that we on top and they on the bottom. Negro, you are a slave in America,
right.
Just like how they are a slave in South America.
That's right.
We all got to report to master in the morning. What is you talking about?
That's right.
What did you win?
Right.
What did you win? You think you won something over the Mexicans? So they your enemy?
Right.
But this devil not.
Right.
This devil got paid off of that. How many Negroes got paid that night? Let me see. The Negro that was sweeping the floor got paid.
Right.
The Negro that was cleaning the chairs got paid.
Right.
Man, Tank got paid and his team got paid. You didn't get no money out of that fight.
That's right.
And if you bet it and you bet it for Tank was the A side. So that means that you had to spend a whole lot of money to gain a little amount of money.
That's right.
You ain't win nothing, Negro.
That's right.
Same with Hispanics. You gotta understand, you didn't lose nothing. Y'all still support, man. Keep supporting your fighters. That's a beautiful thing. Have they back no matter what, and do that because that's what brings the entertainment to boxing.
That's right.
I'm just hoping that we can all get on one accord one of these days, Black and Hispanics, and start charging devils out the ass to goddamn come and see these fights.
Right. Right.
Let Black and Hispanics get in there for the low, but charge them devils triple, double.
That's right. That's right.
And then pay it to the men in ISUPK.
That's right.
For setting it up.
That's right. Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That's when we really won something. When we decide, okay, yeah, if y'all gonna watch this fight, we'll put on a show, and then don't even fight that hard. Don't be.
That's right.
Give them a little exhibition.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You understand? Like they be thinking they finna see us, finna be the fight of eternity. Them white folks that turn over the bank, they'll empty out the bank jar like this.
That's right.
Dumping it all on the floor to see that fight.
That's right.
And then you just give them a little 5 little minute.
That's right. 1 round.
1 round. That's it.
That's right.
We need your whole bank account for 1 round.
That's right.
Then we won something. We ain't win nothing.
Right.
But bragging rights for the slave quarters.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Keep reading.
Okay. So this is the end of verse 24. So slightly. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. Verse 25.
Right, ain't nothing wrong with winning. I mean, you running for a prize, win that prize. He won that prize, that money.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Come. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Hold on now. Read that. Start that from the top. I mean, read that from verse 25 again. I gotta break this down right here.
Come. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Right. So this is talking about those that's involved with the carnal things and the carnal prize thereof. They want to master that because rightfully that's what competition is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you train.
Right.
It's the prize. You should obtain that prize. But keep reading.
Come. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Now they do it to attain a corruptible crown. Listen, you might get a prize, but that prize really ain't a prize.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Like you might get a little trophy in your house, but what are you really winning?
Right.
Compared to us fighting for the crown that Christ gonna give us.
Right. That's right.
To rule over all nations forever and ever and ever.
That's right.
He read.
Come. But we an incorruptible.
An incorruptible crown. This crown we gonna get, this competition that we in,
mm-hmm.
You can't match it.
Right.
You can't. Once we hold up our hands, it's gonna be understood we the undisputed champs, and ain't nobody gonna be able to question.
That's right.
All they can do for years, for generations upon generations upon generations, is just bow down to the Israelites.
That's right.
That's what we fight for.
That's right.
Y'all fighting for just to put a little trophy up in the slave quarters and say, see, Master do care about us.
Master do care about us.
Master will let us have they fight for the good meal that night.
That's right.
Like the Mandingo slave.
Right.
He remember Django when he fought, they gave him a tall boy, and that was it.
Right.
And his choice of woman.
That's
woman
right.
slave.
That's right.
That was it. That was his reward. A tall boy.
Right.
Go ahead now. Go ahead. Jump to 26, Bubba Kashaw.
Come. Verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainty. So fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be cast away.
Right. So every day we are competing to be perfect in front of the eyes of the Lord, man.
Right.
So that you can't say to us that, man, listen, I seen your boy over there smoking weed the other day. You talking about you a priest.
Right.
Talking about you gonna rule something. How you gonna rule something? And he smoking a blunt on the corner just like me.
Right.
You ain't ruling nothing. That's why we keep our bodies under subjection.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
We keep suffering what we suffer. We keep doing that. We keep learning these scriptures. We keep holding these classes. We keep going out there on those street corners. We keep battling the Christians and battling the conscious community and battling anybody that had anything to say about us representing our culture.
That's right.
We ain't apologizing for this thing. Just like how y'all taught us and indoctrinated us with that Christianity since we was young. Now that we got the truth, we're going to be absolutely aggressive to fight you in that same truth.
Damn right.
You damn right. We ain't apologizing. For what? We ain't apologizing nothing.
That's right.
We're going to be absolutely aggressive. And we make no bones about it. I know y'all hate seeing this come. Them boots, them braids, the beard, the fringes, the chains, the gold. They were like, damn, stand them Israelites.
Right.
Well, every time, but if y'all get on Clubhouse, boy, Clubhouse is just a man. Whenever they bring up ISUPK, you should see them women just lose their stank face. They can't stand it.
Right.
Listen, if you come up into ISUPK hoping you're going to get all the women in the world, this ain't the place, man. I'm going to tell you right now, because them hoes hate us.
Damn right. Damn right.
Them hoes can't stand us, man. If you think you finna win over a lot of hoes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, you better find you the Christian church and put on the suit.
Right.
Because in here, your woman gonna hate you. She gonna want to leave you. You understand? The women you talk to and deal with on they gonna be unsure about it. They don't want their parents to know that you got another woman and all this. The women that you gonna get, it may be few, but it's gonna be quantity. Quality over quantity.
That's right.
You gonna get a woman that's uncorruptible.
Right.
You understand? You gonna get a woman that ain't gonna fold to the teachers of Baal. You understand?
Right.
She gonna stand with you no matter what. She gonna really live them scriptures.
Right.
She gonna be a real woman that's gonna fear the Lord. Now all you other hoes, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with you. We don't want you neither. That truth be told.
That's right.
We don't want you neither.
That's right.
A hoe is as quiet as it's kept. A hoe can only do us a favor.
Right.
Once we find out you a hoe, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, sis.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you know, package up your things. They by the front door. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You said what? It was just one night. It was just
that one time.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to explain yourself.
Right.
Listen, I hope he come pick you up.
Right.
I hope he come pick you up.
That's right.
Because I'm about to go. I can't keep arguing with you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I appreciate your time. You understand? But your bag's
right.
by the door.
Damn right.
There's no hard feelings. We love to see a hoe go.
That's right.
Man, I love when I get rid of a hoe that try to slide in and disguise herself. You understand? But back to the topic, you understand? Where we at? We
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. We just finished up.
Okay, let me get Shalagi. I'm trying to pull these scriptures. I think, give me give me, if I can, Bubba Shaw, Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 19. I want y'all to really understand what we really out here is supposed to be doing as priests and prophets of the Lord. You understand? And once again, I meant to get that scripture regarding the Apocrypha regarding the arena and how and what was considered playing in gymnasium and gym time in the arena, and how it all is folly. But I'm gonna find that later on this week. I might post it. I might just post it on the ISUPK Alabama page when I got it. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. But let's go ahead and read. Start Ezekiel 37 and 19.
Come. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 19. Say unto them, thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim. And
right. So it's talking about it's talking about follow me real quick. It's talking about stick, which is we all know that represents rulership, right? So it's saying the stick of Joseph. Why is it specifically saying Joseph? What does Joseph represent?
Because he had the power in Egypt.
Joseph represents the father of basically, or the ruler of the northern tribes. It's gonna say when you keep reading, it's gonna basically break that down. Go ahead.
Okay. Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows.
So it's speaking about the Ephraimites because they're the head tribe of Israel, right? So in the hands of the Ephraimites is the staff of Joseph, which is representing the rulership. It's talking about that whole kingdom of the northern tribes. So he's going to take all of Ephraim and the tribes of Israel, his fellows. Go ahead.
And will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah.
Now it's saying Judah. I thought Judah was Israel too. That's how you know it's talking about the specific tribe, the specific northern tribes, because you forget the northern tribes went off before the southern tribes did. Now, what consists of the southern tribes?
Now, Judah, Benjamin,
Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. So Judah is the head, is the head of the southern tribes.
Right.
Now, but the Lord said he will take the rulership. Now how does Judah have that stick? Who is the established ruler that made the house of Judah the ruler? We just read it.
Oh, so like that was King David.
Right. Through what? Through Christ.
Right.
Through Yahweh.
Right.
Because Christ comes from the house of David.
Right.
Right?
Come.
Kiri.
Come. And made them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
Right. So they're gonna be one stick. And who's gonna hold that stick?
That was Christ.
Christ gonna hold that stick. Christ gonna hold that stick, man. So if we all gonna be ruled under Christ, we gonna be one nation. Ain't gonna be no more southern tribe and northern tribe. We just read it right then.
Right.
We just read it right then.
Right.
we won't have to worry about, those sort of tribal beefs that we've been having. Because we're gonna be able to really come together. We're gonna really come together and do what the Lord wants us to do. And that's gonna be the common denominator.
That's
Christ.
Right. That's right.
You understand?
Okay.
So it ain't gonna be no more beefing over gang territory and beefing over who got the best jobs or whatnot, and trying to establish a place here in America. Because that's all it really is between the tribes. We really just are vying for the bottom spot. Trying to prove our importance to the white man. They saying Negroes done bought into the idea that somehow the Hispanic are taking all the jobs.
All right.
Negro, you would not finna get out there and pick no strawberries.
Right. Right.
You barely want to work in that kitchen. We see how you Negroes run a kitchen in the hood,
right,
when it's just y'all.
Right.
I can't stand going to some of these fast food restaurants,
right,
knowing I got to deal with some of these Judites sometimes.
That's right.
Because you know it's gonna be some horrible service. Now go get you some tacos in the Mexican community.
It's gonna be wonderful.
See if they won't love you. They damn near kiss and hug you on the way.
Damn right. Damn right.
Give you all the meat in them tacos.
Right. That's right.
So we got to be real, man.
That's right.
You go to the Benjamites and you pay for a plate, man. You get a huge box full of it's like they're stuffing the thing. They just
That's right. All the
like, I can't even eat all this rice. They just
right. Right. Right.
I don't even think that it like, are they measuring this? Or they just, since you spent 15, you good with them.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather be around my own any day, all day, man.
That's right.
We gotta stop hating each other.
That's right. And it's like y'all one.
Go ahead.
Because you said it right, man. We fighting for that bottom spot. We think we can select. We think we can shit on our brother to the point where the oppressor will like us. But we already know at the end of the day that oppressor is he ain't gonna care for you. He has nothing for you. You might be that token person in that job, but that don't mean nothing for the whole nation.
Man, listen, I'll tell you something. On that line of what you said, because what you saying is so true. I'm gonna give you something that's really, to me, is the most embarrassing thing, and in the scheme of things, it's just not even smart tactically. Do you know that the head prosecutor that brought charges up to Trump in New York is a black dude? Those charges that they just brought out of the blue, it's a black dude involved in bringing them charges. Now, when this country erupts into civil war, how are we gonna claim that we ain't got nothing to do with if it all falls out over Trump?
Right.
How are we gonna try to claim that we ain't got nothing to do with that when the prosecutor that brought them bogus charges is black?
Right. Right.
And then they trying to say the next state to prosecute him is gonna be in Atlanta, down in Georgia. And guess who's the head prosecutor in Georgia? Guess who the DA is?
A black man.
A black woman by the name of Fannie Willis. She over there was on the news the other day talking about how she thinking about charging Trump. So y'all just walking us straight into the belly of the beast.
Right.
When them KKK and them racists go up, surely the scripture said that they knowing that they have but a short time, they're gonna turn against us.
That's right.
And that's the proof right there that that's what's gonna happen.
That's right.
So you black and Hispanics, whether you want to or not, you in it.
Right.
Whether you believe, no matter how hard you fight to try to be part of America, you are in the smoke. They don't want you.
That's right. That's
y'all
right.
gonna sit up there and tell me they want you after how they treated you on the border down there not too long ago. Did you forget that?
Right. Right.
You Hispanics, did you forget all the babies that was locked up on that border, sitting in the cages?
Right.
Do you know who's the head chief of the Border Agency Patrol?
Loud.
He's Hispanic.
Damn.
Look him up.
Damn.
I'm gonna look him up real quick.
Okay.
And get his name. This is a fact. I lied to you not.
Damn. Troy A. Miller.
Is he Hispanic?
I'm gonna share my screen so like.
This name don't sound familiar.
Okay.
Troy A. Miller. Pull up a picture of him. Pull up a picture. What they say, Uncle Tomahawk? Pull up a picture. Can we enlarge it?
Go. Let me see how we do that real quick.
Good night. Look at that Uncle Tom right there, boy. Full out his face. He couldn't hide the beanie if he wanted to, man.
Right. Right.
He dripping wet right now, man.
Right. Right.
He got the nerve to sit up there and try to lock up other Hispanic families coming over that border to get out of that hellhole out of Mexico.
Yeah.
It's only room for one of us. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Look at that sellout right there. That's who that Troy Miller. Let that forever be the new term for sellout in the Hispanic community. Troy, oh, you a real Troy ass nigga, ain't you?
Right.
Good night.
Right.
But he looked like he'd sell you out for nothing, right?
Right.
He looked like he'll turn you in. I don't give a damn.
Right.
The law is law.
That's right. You need to go get a job.
Man.
That's what
all types of stereotypes. He with it all.
Right.
He know damn well he can't hide that nigga nose. That nigga nose about as big as that damn tie he got.
That's right.
Boy, he got all types of nigga features. Look at him. That's another thing about you Dominicans, boy. I'm about tired of y'all, man. Them Dominicans, you know, they look more like us than almost anything.
Right.
I'm talking about the Judite, the Southern tribe in particular. Them Dominicans really favor us a lot. And they sit up there and they try to act, no, I'm not a nigga. I call them, I say, what you say, nigga?
Right.
Oh, nah, nigga. Yeah, so we just gonna, I don't let them slide. They be trying to slide.
Right.
They be trying to, oh, no, I'm not black. Nigga, you black.
Right.
You just don't speak English, nigga.
That's right.
You ain't fooling nobody.
That's right.
But yeah, man, so that's it, man, that I got for this class, man. I listen, we had another great one. Lord willing, we able to do it next week.
Yeah, right.
But it's wild, man. Like I say, you black, Hispanic, Native Indians, man, stop beefing, man. With that, I'm past class preaching officer, not Sean, man.
Good. Get these
Do you got the announcements?
Go. I got the ISUPK security announcement.
Yes, yeah, get them announcements out.
Okay. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. So like I don't know the upcoming holy convocation.
I believe it's the Feast of Purim.
Okay. The Feast of Purim. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. The guy was saying, Majum. But Majum Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah.
Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah. All right, I'm out, priest.
Go, class dismissed.